Current situation overview. High traveler volumes. Thousands of people are returning to South Africa after the festive season, leading to significant congestion and long queues. Especially at the Beitbridge post-Zimbabwe border, the BMA processed over 22,000 travelers and 100 buses on Sunday alone. Border guards are fully deployed and utilizing high-tech tools including drones to monitor and intercept undocumented migrants attempting to cross illegally. Now, I just want to make a quick example about what happened at the Ellis Park Stadium in Johannesburg in the early 2000s. The incident, known as the Ellis Park Stadium disaster, occurred on April 11, 2001, during a high-profile football match between the Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Now, here are the key details of the disaster. Cause of the disaster was the stadium, which had a capacity of around 60,000, was dangerously overcrowded, with reports suggesting up to 120,000 people may have been admitted and 1,000 more trying to gain entry. A surge in the crowd following an Orlando Pirates goal, combined with locked gates and poor crowd control, led to a fatal crash. 43 people were killed, and the aftermath was an official inquiry blamed poor management, inadequate security, and alleged bribery by security personnel as primary causes. Now, you might be wondering, what is this got to do with what I read at the beginning of the video? South Africans, this is concerning. And if you are a South African citizen right now and you are still thinking that what is happening around you does not affect you, I'm afraid to break it down to you that you are telling yourself a lie. These foreign nationals that are migrating to South Africa, it's gonna affect you one way or the other. And there is a video that I once made about the Palestinians that were flooding South Africa and the long-term impacts that they're gonna have on this country. These foreign nationals, documented and undocumented, over 22,000 of them in a day. They are coming with their children. Some of them are heavily pregnant, and foreign nationals, they are not scared to have as many kids as they want, as many kids as they possibly can, So when I was looking at this report, it reminded me of the story that I once read in primary, which is the Ellis Park Stadium, the whole incident that happened, that unfolded there, and 43 people were killed. The system is exploding, and what is the cause of this? It's because of the system of the country, of one country, is not built to accommodate other countries. A system is built and programmed. Everything in this world is systematically programmed. Even when you are applying, you would find that when you're applying for varsity, you will find that the network is slow, the system is slow. Why? Because there is a high volume of applicants that are entering the system in just a minute. It's exceeding the amount of applicants it should receive. That is, it is programmed to receive per minute. And when that cap is exceeded, it causes the system to slow down. I hope I'm making sense. So the reason why I'm saying that the system of this country, South Africa, is exploding and the cracks are visible, because now we are experiencing that South Africans no longer have jobs, South Africans no longer have homes, and what used to be public schools, it's no longer public schools anymore. I hope this change that I'm seeing, I'm not seeing it alone. Because when I was asking my other siblings who are younger than me, they go to the same school that I went to at primary, and I was shocked to the core that they are now paying a school fees And I was asking myself, but we never paid the school fees. Because cracks back then, they were not visible as they are right now. So what happened at Ellis Park Stadium is what is happening to South Africa as a country right now. Back then, when we were still studying in the mid 2000s, there were not a huge number. There was not a huge number of foreign nationals who were in this country. That means that the cracks were not visible then. But now cracks are visible because it shows that the system is carrying too much load that it's not supposed to carry. So what is your hope, South Africans? Because these people that are coming in this country, they have their own countries. And a lot of these people, when you would ask them what is the reason for them to flood South Africa like this, they will tell you that they are running away from wars, they are running away from unbearable environmental conditions, but they are still visiting their countries. Because they are coming back, which means they were in this country and they're going back to their country for holiday, festive season, and now it's over and they're coming back to this country. What happened to wars that they are mentioning that they are running away from? South Africans, you need to wake up. What happened to the Ellis Park Stadium is currently happening here in this country right now as we're speaking. And if you are a foreign national and you're still justifying yourself, and if you are someone who's still justifying foreigners coming into this country, I want you to ask yourself one question. How can one system of one country carry 10 more countries all at once? Because when these people are coming here, they need shelter, they need job, they need money, they need everything that we need in this country. As I said, there are no more public schools. When you take your child to a public school, you still pay like you are taking your child to a private school. There is no difference anymore. You are still paying. Why? Because the classes are overpopulated, overcrowded. They have to get more teachers to assist these learners. There are a lot of adjustments that need to be done. That is why I'm asking myself, how can one country carry 10 more countries all at once? This is a problem. The cracks are visible. When the whole incident unfolded, the cause was that the stadium was overcrowded. And how did that happen? Because it is alleged that there was a little corruption that happened with the securities on the gates. Because when you go to a stadium and there are teams playing, you don't just enter. You have to pay a certain fee. So I know for a fact that the securities who were in charge on that day, they knew that the stadium is already full. But because of money and the love of money, they ended up taking bribes and letting people to get in, knowing that the stadium is already crowded. And that is what's happening. After that, the whole thing the cracks were visible and it collapsed and it killed 43 people. And that is what is happening right now in South Africa. The cracks are visible. These people are flooding here in this country, and the system of this country was not designed to carry 10 more countries. Hence the reason why it's exploding and the cracks are visible. South Africans are jobless right now. And if you are a foreign national and you're saying you are running away from your country because of your country is experiencing wars, problems, unemployment rates, first of all, there is no country in this world that does not have problems. Every country has problems. And if you are running away because of poverty and unemployment, every country has unemployment rates. It differs. Some countries have low unemployment rates, but it's still there, it exists. So South Africans, I hope you guys are seeing this. And when you are seeing this and you are looking at people like Ozinhle, Jacinta, Ngobese, and operations like Dudula and you thinking they're wasting their time because they're crazy. No, they're not fighting foreigners. They are fighting undocumented foreigners. That's what they're fighting. You are undocumented. Why are you fighting so hard to be in a country that you don't belong in? Because these are the very people who are committing crime, who are killing people, and they can come and go as they please. They're not registered anyways. These are the people who are kidnapping kids. These are the people who are selling drugs. Why? Because they are undocumented. They are not traceable. South Africans, you need to wake up. If this does not wake you up, I don't know what will. Because sooner or later, as these people are flooding in South Africa, they are also penetrating the law of this country. Sooner or later, we are going to be told that we need to share our houses with foreign nationals. We need to share our lands with foreigners. We need to share our stands, the place that we bought, with foreign nationals because they don't have shelter. That's what's going to follow. And when I saw that 22,000 people were recorded in just one day, I'm asking myself, how many more people are going to be recorded today? If Sunday alone it was 22,000 people. I don't know, Shame. I'm deeply concerned. I'm just so concerned right now that I'm also thinking about like my children, my great grandchildren. What are they gonna inherit?